Hello and welcome back to Fire Emblem The Last Promise 0% growth slow turn count playthrough, recommentated. This video will be tackling chapter 15, the 5th map of Anakin mode, and one of the funnier clears of the run. That guy right there is somebody you don't have to worry about for a while. Karina uses an energy ring. Yeah, she also takes an elixir. This map is the first route map, or second route map actually, of Anakin mode, and there are 21 enemies on the map at the start. We got a new unit. He's a myrmidon in the forest right near Ash and Anakin. His name is Tech, and he runs with the Killing Edge. He is going to be a pretty important short-term unit over the course of this run. We also bought an Iron Axe. I didn't comment on it last chapter, but we did buy one. We need it so that Ash has better hit rates in this map, and he's able to actually double enemies without having to burn uses of the hand axe. This map is the big map for a lot of the crappy foot units. A lot of them, like Itsuki and Ace, are not going to be seeing a lot of use after this. This is like their big shining moment in the sun. It's also, I think, the map where Liren does her second most combat contributions, so good for her. This map, we also deploy Zack. We don't deploy Sia or Tomiko. We don't need either of them. We don't have the time to heal because we need every ounce of strength we can get from combat units. And Sia is just bad. She's just worse than Itsuki, and he doesn't do much on this chapter. Tekken gets an enemy phase crit to one-round the Cavalier and get the Zanbato. Karina getting the energy ring lets her do +2 damage in every round of combat, which becomes +4. She'd be 1 or 2 points short of one-rounding the Cavaliers if she didn't get the energy ring. She can't double some of them with the Steel Lance. She can double the Armor Knights and the Soldiers just fine with Steel Lance, but the Cavaliers are just too fast for her to do it. The only other option would be to low percent crit them with the Axe Reaver to kill them in one round. That or give her the energy ring, and she's a decent use of the energy ring because she flies. In order to get this map in the most efficient way possible with 0% growths, I kind of had to end up doing an aggressive turtling strategy. I kind of had to just choke the center of the point with my 2 best combat units and pray that was enough. Itsuki, if he's able to double Cavaliers, is actually pretty good at one-rounding them, mainly because he hits on their lower res stat. Zack's Killabo use is pretty helpful, although I do wish I used it less. But I should have bought an Iron Bow as well. I didn't think about doing that. We're using our army in kind of weird ways. We need to have Altares talk to Tekun. There is a vendor in the last map that sells a member card. I didn't mention it because it wasn't relevant, for several reasons. One, there's no way in hell we would have been able to afford it. It's like close to 50,000 gold. The other notable thing about Liren that I forgot to mention is she has C-rank lances. She's able to use things like the Axe Reaver if she needs to. Here we get Emma. She's a troubadour. Her bases don't matter because she joins us at level 10 with a guiding. She also brings us the only torch staff, even though that we can get for a while. Even though the first Fog of War map is chapter 23XX. So yeah. With her promotion, she gets to 8 magic, 12 defense and res, and 29 HP. She also gets E-rank anime. We gave her a fire tome. She's got 10 base speed, and unfortunately, it's all she's gonna have because her promotion doesn't give her any. However, with her 1 to 2 range access, her okay magic, and staff access, she's going to be a very crucial unit in this run. Yes, there's not a lot of movement staves. We don't even get our hands on one. There are rescue staves in the post-game, but that's not something that we care about for this run. She is an 8-move unit with 1 to 2 range in an LTC. Even though her stats are kind of bad, she has, I think, lower magic than Itsuki and no thunder access, so we can't even use her to rig crits. She does have staff access, and that means that once she gets to B-rank staves, she can physic, and then eventually she can fortify, and those actually matter here. We equip the Zanbato on Tekun to save uses of the Killing Edge. I guess I should talk about him as well. I said he was a short-term unit. We want him promoted for chapter 17X. He has pretty good bases. And he promotes to Swordmaster, which doesn't give any speed in FE7, But it does grant a crit bonus, and it gets him a bonus to his sword rank. We want him to be able to use the silver sword, potentially, for chapter 20, and getting him promoted for chapter 17X meant that he was able to handle that chapter. That map, if you don't know, is a route map where you can deploy 3 units. You're fighting mostly pirates. Giving him a crit bonus and giving him access to the killing edge and 6 move and the additional bulk he gets, because he's oddly bulky as a true myrmidon, actually, is very helpful. We put Karina in this position so that she can start enemy facing the boss. The boss is a cavalier, not unlike Eric from FE7, and I guess FE6, but FE7, on that map's first early route map, chapter 14. Just like Eric, actually, he has a silver lance. It's not a horse slayer like he has in some difficulties, and the horse slayer would honestly be scarier here, because it would mean that he could one-shot at Wardo, which isn't relevant in the in a 0% growth playthrough. But if it is triple effective, and I don't actually remember if it is, but if it is triple effective, it would be pretty scary. Karina's one of our bulkiest units, and she gets dropped to 7 HP from a silver lance hit. Parry is also fast enough that we can't double him with Karina. Karina does need to hit that enemy phase attack. Tekken's weapon triangle disadvantage means that the enemies are more likely to go for him over Karina. And here are his bases. 10 strength, 15 speed, and 6 defense is pretty good. He's basically a bulkier version of Guy from FE7, but unlike Guy, there's actually an incentive to train him, because he's worth it. He's a better comparison would be Joshua from FE8. That is, in fact, a 1% crit that Tekken just got. Not necessary whatsoever, but I guess it saves us a Zanbato use. I don't remember if we pick up another one. If you don't know, the Zanbato is just a cav-effective longsword. A cav-effective sword. We still don't have a convoy, so we have to do some odd things. We heal up Tekken with Emma. That's mainly just to get her extra staff rank. We stand there and we keep the Zanbato equipped. We end up using the chainsaw here to crit parry to death. We just need to do 1 point of chip damage to do this because parry is 40 HP. But Karina hitting him for 7 works out just perfectly. When I said the chainsaw is a souped up killer axe, I mean it is less hit, less might, but it has, I think, 14 extra crit. I think it's a 44 crit weapon. It's very weird. Unfortunately, we have to drop it to use hand axe, which kinda sucks, but we still don't have a convoy, and we do need a silver lance. Ash has already hit A-rank lances, which is kinda crazy when you consider we just got him a couple chapters ago. Every single light tome that we get in this game is going to be sold. We don't have a use for them. The only light magic unit that joins us after this is Arthur. And he's not exactly super helpful in this playthrough. I wanted to train him. I, in fact, did train him a bit, but it didn't end up mattering. I never got him to promote. If he promoted, he would have just basically been a hammer and bot, which isn't the most glorious role, but I do like the guy. I believe Karina could have swapped over to using the axe over here to save us the energy ring, but the Iron Lance was needed to avoid having to do a kinda bad crit rig. I didn't show the status, but this is the final turn of the map. It's on turn 4. Tekken equipped the Zanbato mainly because the enemies are going to go for him anyway. They have higher chances of dealing damage to him than they do to Karina or Ash, and they do more damage to him. So, they go for him and kill themselves against his blade. That's chapter 15. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time for chapter 16.